For most of us, eating Thanksgiving dinner with friends and family is something we do year after year. But one mid-state woman is experiencing it for the first time with her family in her life. She was found on the brink of death just months ago by a homeless outreach. And as News Channel 5's Kyle Horan reports, she's now learning the meaning of family.
Music like this is soothing to her soul. A sad song, a reminder to Jamie Cole, where she's been, the story of where she came from.
My mother, she was a heroin addict.
Of abuse.
And she sold me for a $20 bag of heroin to my grandfather. And he kept me in the basement. The worst thing for me was hearing that door creak because I knew he was coming downstairs to abuse me.
Down in that dingy basement was a dingy but functioning piano. That's where Cole taught herself how to play. It's the first time she took a stand.
When I was 11, I escaped out of the basement window. And I got in the truck and went to Miami with the truck driver. And to me, that at that point was better than being there and being abused.
For 22 years, Cole was homeless, experiencing life's hardships on the streets where the abuse continued until July 4th of this year, when she met Steve Young of the outreach ministry Home Street Home.
I founded it 5 years ago after being homeless myself for 5 years.
Young visited Cole when she was staying in a homeless camp on Trinity Lane. She was on the brink of death.
This voice in my head was saying, if you leave her out here, she's not gonna make it.
At that point, I didn't know how sick I was. I initially went into the hospital with pneumonia, and then a few days later found out that I not only had pneumonia, but I had MRSA in my lungs. I had infection around my heart wall and around the outside of my lungs, and I was diagnosed with HIV.
We didn't know whether she was gonna live or die.
After staying in the hospital for a whole month, Cole recovered from all of it. Perhaps it was because it was the first time she's ever felt this type of love. The kind of love...
Which spoons? The measuring spoons.
Among family, preparing her first Thanksgiving meal as a member of the Young family. And at 34 years old, Cole is making a second stand for herself. One that doesn't accept the abuse of others or a life she didn't choose.
If you would have asked me a year ago where I would be today, I would have probably said, probably dead. Or I don't know, you know, because I didn't see any kind of future for myself because I didn't know there was. That should be about 2 cups, Mom.
Today is a day for joy, but Young knows his work isn't done. There are people on the streets right now in Nashville with stories just like Cole's. They haven't been given their second chance, but he says he's going to try.
We accept them for who they are, where they are, and we're not that concerned with why.
Because while Jamie is now teaching herself different, more cheerful songs, there are those out there who need to see their own happily ever after. Kyle Horan, News Channel 5.
Cole says she hasn't figured out what she wants to do with the rest of her life. Right now, she's just focusing on her recovery.